Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We do begin tonight with some breaking news that happened this afternoon in South Lincoln.
A man was killed after a tree fell on a home. It happened along 27th Street, just north of Van Dorn. Channel 8's Jessica Bloom was on the scene throughout the afternoon and has more.
Caution tape surrounded a residence on 27th Street and Mance Avenue that suddenly became unlivable, according to Lincoln Fire and Rescue. Officials say a tree branch fell into a two-story home, colliding with a chimney that then fell on one individual. Investigators say they found the man dead when they got inside the home Thursday afternoon.
The collapse area was pretty localized to that sunroom. Unfortunately, the victim was in that location.
During their response, emergency workers found themselves inside an unstable building. Teams from LTU and LES aided in the efforts to secure the building.
The arborists from City Parks and Rec were incredibly crucial to achieving the recovery of this victim. They probably worked for close to 2 hours to successfully remove a incredibly large tree limb.
An airbag system also was utilized as special equipment scoured the lawn of the residence. The limb that fell on the house damaged the chimney and surrounding windows.
That's when the arborist had finished their work and we were able to get inside to actually start shoring up the structure's roof to make sure that there was no further collapse of the roof.
First responders were on the scene for several hours today. It was nearly 6 hours after the branch fell before 27th Street could be reopened. Reporting in Lincoln, Jessica Blum, Channel 8 News.
Officials have not released the man's name.
They say it was basically a tragic ending from an act of nature on a windy day. Breaking news tonight, a BNSF coal train derailed today near Bennett, which is, of course, east of Lincoln.
Local officials tell us it happened this afternoon. 15 to 20 rail cars hauling coal were derailed. BNSF is on the scene. Good news, though, no reports of any injuries, and the derailment is not affecting any roads in the area. On a much lighter note, it's something millions of sports fans are talking about today.
It looks like UCLA and USC are going to join the Big Ten. The Associated Press reporting the Big Ten voted to add them today. Sports anchor Lauren Michelson joins us now with more. Lauren?
That is right, Rod and Meg. Such an exciting day in the sports world because the Big Ten has officially voted to add both USC and UCLA to the Big Ten Conference in 2024. The shocking news played out through several hours today as the Pac-12 schools went from being reportedly interested in moving to the Big Ten to each school and both the Pac-12 and the Big Ten Conference confirming this move. Fans will get used to seeing this view again as USC and UCLA bring the Big Ten to a 16-team league, the same number as the SEC once Texas and Oklahoma enter the conference. This move includes every sport, not just football, from both schools that the Big Ten has, and also makes the Big Ten the first conference to stretch from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Later on in sports, I'll break down how the Pac-12 responded to this news, what Nebraska is saying, and how Big Ten fans are reacting.
All right, Lauren, we'll talk to you later. With all the severe weather across the state, many are working to fix up their homes and the areas around them.
But the McCool Junction Fire Department is reminding you to call 811 before digging or excavating. There are always hidden lines, some electrical and some gas. Like for this man, he accidentally hit a gas line while installing new fence posts, and watch, it causes an explosion here. My goodness. Thankfully, though, he didn't suffer any injuries, serious ones. And again, if you're planning to dig in your yard, please call the Know Before You Dig hotline at 811. A Lincoln man was arrested for sending threatening messages to school officials.
Police say 20-year-old Dominique Booker has done it before, but they say the most recent email he sent was much more serious. Police did get a warrant and they searched his home and say they found an AR-15 close to the front door. He was arrested on suspicion of terroristic threats. A panel of abortion patients from surrounding states met today to share their stories.
When Roe v. Wade was overturned last week, many states in the Midwest immediately banned abortions. The women who shared stories today spoke about the abortions they had while it was legal and the gravity of their decisions. Their stories were all different, but they shared a similar thread: anxiety.
It wasn't an easy decision.
I
am often paralyzed by that thought of what my life would be like.
I still deal with the mental and emotional repercussions of the trauma of having to work so hard to end a pregnancy that I wanted.
One woman told the story of her terminated pregnancy, a pregnancy she'd been excited for. Several months in, doctors told her the baby's brain wasn't developing properly, leaving the baby to die in utero or after birth. She said the decision to terminate her pregnancy was the hardest decision of her life. If you'd like to see her complete story, Channel 8's Yosef Nasser spoke to her. It's on our website, klkntv.com. And pressed on the matter of abortion, President Biden called for dropping filibuster rules to pass abortion rights into law.
This is a look outside of the Supreme Court this afternoon. Protesters outraged. Now, at the G7 summit today, the president says he would make an exception on the 60-vote threshold in the Senate that's needed to pass most legislation.
The most important thing to be clear about is we have to change. I believe we have to codify Roe v. Wade in the law, and the way to do that is to make sure the Congress votes to do that. And if the filibuster gets in the way, it's like voting rights. It should be, we provide an exception for this, require an exception to the filibuster for this action to deal with the Supreme Court decision.
Now, this isn't the first time Biden's supported an initiative to dump the filibuster. U.S. Senators Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema have both said they wouldn't support a change to the filibuster. Well, a big thank you to everyone who donated to the local United Way's Refugee Resettlement Fund.
Especially those of you who stopped by the station yesterday to drop off your donations during the drive in our parking lot. So far, the United Way has raised about $288,000 of its $400,000 goal. The money will help refugees coming to Lincoln with the basics like housing, transportation, and childcare. You can still donate online at unitedwaylincoln.org or text resettle at 41444.
All right, as you can see, it was a windy day there yesterday as we were taking donations. Tonight, though, Rusty, are you watching some storms?
Yeah, a few showers and thunderstorms are out there, not affecting the capital city, but areas south along the Kansas-Nebraska border. I'll show you that in a second. First, a good-looking shot of the Capitol building. A quiet night. The wind finally died down for us, so that's some good news there. But here's that line of showers and thunderstorms. Some stronger storms in the Panhandle with some wind gusts. But that line, look at that line of storms just forming from just one side of the state to the other along the Kansas and Nebraska border. So, and this is that one area basically along Nuckolls, Thayer, and even Webster County, kind of been there all night. So we could be encountering some flooding issues if this continues overnight. Temperatures are cooling off, but still mild, upper 70s and lower 80s. The dew point pretty high, middle and upper 60s to around 70 degrees, 70 in the capital city, 71 in Wahoo, so a sticky feel to the atmosphere. But the wind has been dying down, so a little bit of good news there. It's out of the south or out of the north now. It's kind of switched around at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So the forecast as we head through tonight, dropping into the upper 60s by early tomorrow morning, and eventually into the middle and upper 70s by noon. It is going to be a cooler day. We may not get out of the lower 80s tomorrow afternoon, so we'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Another consequential day in the Supreme Court.
A historic appointment was realized today on the heels of two more rulings that'll change the American landscape. Chris Wynn catches us up.
A historic day at the Supreme Court.
I, Ketanji Brown Jackson, do solemnly swear.
Following the retirement of Justice Stephen Breyer, Ketanji Brown Jackson was sworn in Thursday as the 116th member of the Supreme Court, making her the first black woman to serve on our nation's highest court. Jackson's swearing in comes as the court wraps up a divisive term that included a decision overturning Roe v. Wade. Thursday, the court released rulings on two big cases related to climate and immigration. One curbs the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to broadly regulate carbon emissions from existing power plants.
We've focused a lot on what this court has done to individual rights, especially with abortion. But another pattern of this court has been stripping regulatory authority from the federal government.
The court also gave President Joe Biden approval to end the Remain in Mexico immigration policy that originated under the Trump administration, which sent certain non-Mexican citizens who entered the U.S. back to Mexico instead of detaining them or releasing them into the U.S. while their immigration proceedings played out.
they do also hold firm to this notion that administrations are allowed to change their policies when the White House changes hands, and that does trickle down.
The Supreme Court's next term begins the first Monday of October. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
In the Supreme Court's ruling on the EPA, Nebraska's Attorney General Doug Peterson celebrated the court's choice.
He said the court's decision makes clear that Congress and the states, not unelected federal bureaucrats, should decide how to manage our nation's power grid. Senator Ben Sasse joined the AG in praise.
He said democracy means that the people who write laws have to stand for election. The EPA's loss is a win for the rule of law, for self-government, and for Nebraska farmers and ranchers. Still to come later in sports, we have reactions from Husker fans on today's Big Ten expansion.
And the 4th of July weekend quickly approaching. Millions of Americans are expected to get out of town as staff shortages take their toll, though. We're going to tell you more after the break.
Speaking of the 4th of July weekend, we have showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. We have some cooler temperatures, some warmer temperatures, kind of all over the place. So we'll take a look when we come back.
Set aside just 10 minutes of your morning routine for the top 8. Get a quick rundown of the day's biggest stories. Weekday mornings, right before GMA.
Whether your garage door is broke and needs repairs or a full-on replacement, Ultimate Garage Door Services is here for you.
Rainer Doors of Nebraska is now Ultimate Garage Door Services. Give us a call today for any of your garage door and opener needs.
We know we're not like all the rest. We know through experience and expertise how to help men live their best lives. What you need to know: living with low testosterone is a thing of the past. Schedule a complimentary consult at limitlessmale.com.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here, because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this 2022 Terrain SLE for around $249 per month.
Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements! Since 1994, Ebb Foundation Repair has been fixing basements. Go to WeFixBasements.com to learn more.
At Menards, we've got everything. Supplies, tools, power, accessories, and all the extras to get you ready. Ready for fun, ready for friends, and ready for family. Get ready for summer with Menards. Pick up the 6-burner gas grill, just $579.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
When you need an expert on quality and proven exterior work, whether you're doing commercial or residential, Stonebrick Exterior is the area's premier contractor. Call Stonebrick Exterior today.
Local fire and police departments are getting the word out about fireworks safety this holiday weekend. Lincoln Fire and Rescue spoke about it this week.
Remember to keep water or an extinguisher close by when lighting fireworks. Keep them stored in a dried place and don't give the kids any large fireworks. The Seward Police Department also reminding people not to light fireworks from cars. And it should go without saying, but they also ask people not to point fireworks at people or buildings. Next week, the city is looking for volunteers to help clean up after the Uncle Sam Jam.
That's right. The Sam Jam is this Sunday, July 3rd at Oak Lake Park. The city is asking for volunteers to then help clean up. You can show up Tuesday, July 5th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Information on where you can sign up and all the details can be found on our website, klkntv.com. As we roll into the holiday weekend, an expected 48 million Americans are headed out to celebrate.
This as delays, cancellations, and now picket lines could stand in their way. ABC's Alexis Christoforous reports.
Millions of families traveling this weekend as they make the mad dash to escape for the holiday.
Hopefully a smooth trip, not too many people.
I'm thinking when we're trying to get in, it's probably going to be like a long line.
Officials expecting potentially record-breaking numbers of travelers to take to the skies.
The airlines are really struggling on any given weekend, and with these high volume holiday weekends, they're really struggling.
The Transportation Security Administration says it's identified 1,000 workers it can deploy to help out at the busy airports if needed.
There are busy periods of time at an airport, just like there are busy periods of time on highways. And so just anticipate that on the East Coast, if you have one of the first flights out, it's going to be busier then than it will be at 11 o'clock.
Some packed airports seeing hundreds of picketing Delta pilots demanding better pay and better scheduling.
Cancellations are frustrating for the pilots as well. Management has it within their control to adjust the schedule.
After thousands of flights all over the country were canceled last weekend, Delta's CEO Ed Bastian promising customers they'll do better, writing, "If you've encountered delays and cancellations recently, I apologize." And with all the potential problems in the air, a record 42 million people are opting for the Great American Road Trip, 500,000 more than before the pandemic. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast from Nebraska's trusted news source.
So this is kind of funny. The last day of June today is going to be hotter than the first day of July. That's the way weather works sometimes. But we've got high temperatures today that were between 92 and almost 100. It was 98 in Hebron today, 96 Beatrice, 95 in the capital city, 96 in Grand Island. So it was hot out there today. And as we head into the 4th of July weekend, we'll start it off on a cool note, a chance for some scattered showers and some thunderstorms on and off. It won't be a washout and it's not going to be constant, and I'll show you Stormcast here in a second. But 84 degrees on Saturday, 89 on Sunday, then getting back to being on the hot side with an isolated thunderstorm chance on Monday, and 93 degrees. So right now, things are interesting to say the least. There's some showers and thunderstorms out there right now. Temperature-wise, still a little on the warm side, upper 70s and lower 80s. The dew points are pretty high, upper 70s, so it's got that sticky, muggy feel to it. But notice down towards Hebron, starting to see lower dew points. That's because there's some rainfall that's kind of washing out the humidity. The wind has finally calmed down. Boy, yesterday it was just windy. The first half of today it was windy, and then a frontal boundary moved through, and it's cooled us off. We've got a little bit of a north wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here's just a train of thunderstorms all the way from one side to the other. This is all south of 34. It's going to continue to just be in this area, right along that border, the Nebraska-Kansas border. And there were some isolated stronger cells here. Those have since kind of relaxed a little bit. So they pulse up and then they pulse down, and then they pulse up and they pulse down. Zooming out, there's even more showers and thunderstorms and some gusty winds. There was a severe thunderstorm warning for Garden County just a little while ago. That's eventually going to make its way into central Nebraska, and then these storms will likely stay down there. So it's we've got kind of a mess going on. We've got this frontal boundary that's moving through. There's the storm chance to our south, the storm chance to our west. That's 2 a.m. Notice everything kind of relaxes a little bit and it loses its strength. As we head towards tomorrow morning, still some scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Weak at that, but still a chance. And then partly cloudy skies throughout much of the day on Friday, then Friday afternoon, kind of doing it again. A storm potential to our south, storm potential into parts of the Panhandle, and those continue to the south, and then this frontal boundary kind of washes out. More shower and thunderstorm chances along the border into the south, and then off to the north and west. So you notice there's no real organization with these storms. So the timing of it is going to be a little weird. It's going to happen here and there and all over the place. So if you have outdoor plans over the next 3-4 days, make sure you know exactly where you're at and what's happening and what the forecast is saying, because they're kind of all over the place. And there was one that kind of fizzled out and then reforms just off to the west Saturday afternoon, and then it tries to come back at us, and then more storms to the north and west Saturday night into Sunday morning. Goodness sakes, Mother Nature's just all over the place. So here's your stormcast. More rain, the further south you go, the further north you go tonight, smaller chance for precipitation. So your forecast tonight, upper 60s, highs tomorrow only in the lower 80s. That'll feel awfully nice. 68 degrees, the better chance for storms will be further to the south, but still a chance for eastern Nebraska. Early tomorrow morning, 82 degrees. The next 7 days, a lot of storm chances, but not all at once, and not everybody's going to see rain, but the chance is there. Temperatures in the lower middle 80s for Friday, Saturday into Sunday. A few scattered storms are possible. Temperatures start to warm back up as we head towards next week. Isolated storms for the 4th of July. and then hot on Tuesday. Now, speaking of hot, which of these is hotter? Is it the surface of the sun, lightning, or a sparkler?
Oh, okay. I think this is.
Oh.
I think
he's going to go back. I think
it seems like the obvious answer is the sun.
Yeah, but I feel like I've heard someone say a
Right.
sparkler, and that's timely.
Let's go sparkler.
Can you read his face? What is he? He's got a poker face over there. I'm going sparkler.
He's trying to fool us. Sparkler.
Guys, it's lightning.
Oh. Oh.
50,000 degrees
Oh my
for
gosh, look,
lightning.
the sparkler isn't even close to either one.
But the sparkler gets hot. Look how hot a sparkler gets.
Oh, man.
3,000 degrees.
I mean, yes, it's hot, but it's no 50,000.
That's true. It's not. Lightning is the hottest. It's really hot.
Oh, well, you got us, Rusty.
Sorry.
I feel kind of embarrassed.
I do too.
Coming up, how Nebraska's chancellor and athletic director at UNL, how they're responding to the Big Ten Conference realignment news. Coming up next in sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Have you been thinking about a new deck? At Divine Decks, we can handle all your custom dream deck needs from start to finish. Your dream deck is waiting for you at Divine Decks. Call us today or schedule your consultation at divine-decks.com. If your deck's not fine, it's not divine.
The sparks are flying at Ernie's and Ceresco's 4th of July sale. Our store-wide savings are sizzling. So if you're looking for a sale to light your fire, Ernie's is your match. Our savings sizzle on furniture, mattresses, flooring, appliances, electronics, and Kinetico water systems. Sofas, just $3.99. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses. It's a sparkling 4th of July, plus no interest for 5 full years. Kaboom! The fireworks start now at Ernie's and Ceresco and Ernie's Mattress, First Lincoln.
What are you doing?
We're buying a car.
Figured we'd be here a while.
No, you're all set.
Fish? Caught it myself.
At Baxter, we've simplified the car buying process.
You guys are gross.
Find great deals on new vehicles during the Ram Make the Switch event at Baxter Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. At Baxter, we put you in the driver's seat.
It's Supreme Spa and Pool's 4th of July sale. Get great deals now through July 4th weekend. Wellness, Bullfrog, and Stealth Spas. In stock, ready for immediate delivery. Cash and carry hot tubs from $39.99. Above ground pool packages as low as $33 per month. In-ground pools starting at $29.99. Stealth, semi in-ground as low as $98 per month. Our 4th of July sale at Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
At Trudy's Dog Motel, we offer only this: personal professional attention and care for your pet when you're away. Trudy's, part of the Polaris Veterinary Center at 2000 North 112th. Trudy's, since 1963, your pet's home away from home.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Seems like the landscape of college athletics continues to be ever-changing, and today, arguably one of the biggest and quickest shifts in conference realignment yet. USC and UCLA are moving to the Big Ten in 2024. The Big Ten's Council of Presidents and Chancellors voted unanimously tonight, just hours after the rumors of the shift were first reported, that they accept USC and UCLA's application to the Big Ten. Fans and reporters alike were initially shocked by this news, but the Big Ten did confirm the move was in the works behind the scenes for weeks. The Big Ten Conference last expanded in 2014 with the additions of Maryland and Rutgers, leading to the East and West divisions. Before that, the conference welcomed Nebraska in 2011, and now these LA-based schools will make the Big Ten a 16-team conference, the same size as the SEC once Oklahoma and Texas make the move in 2025. I talked to some fans tonight about the move who are excited and ready for new competition within the Big Ten.
I personally think it's fantastic. I think the Big Ten needs a stronger conference to compete with the likes of the SEC. So I say bring on better teams. And USC and UCLA, even though they're West Coast teams, are great are great teams, and there'll be great competition for the conference.